Yeah, so the social aspect, I think for me and all the other Fuqua moms is what is first carved down a lot. So there are a lot of opportunities to hang out and socialize after class on weekdays, going out on weekdays, going on trips and just getting out. You need a babysitter if you go out and you don't want to have too many babysitters, or at least for me, I want a balance of like how much time I'm spending away from my son and how much time I'm spending with him. So I'd say socially, you take a hit being a mom, but the way to make up for that is to like create the social interactions you want to have with the people you want to have them. So I do a lot of dinners. My husband and I host people over to our house a fair amount, or where we can. So you have to kind of carve that space out differently. And then early on when I started at Fuqua, I did prioritize attending some of the like really big parties just to like be there and meet everyone and have that opportunity to chat apart from the class context, which is so different than being in school and working on cases together. So I would definitely say first and foremost, the social element of MBA. So I am sponsored by Deloitte. So I'll be returning to the New York office when I graduate. And in terms of an internship, I looked at staying in Durham. So I looked at a few organizations that are local to the Triangle area, but I also looked at doing an independent study and ended up choosing to do that. I looked at long-term career outcomes in the Fuqua alumni community, especially looking at people who made a shift to the initial path that they were on. So the first job out of Fuqua, perhaps now they're doing another industry or a completely different kind of job, sort of studying that transition process. So my internship was definitely a foray into the graduate academic sphere. And there were definitely learnings there about how that works politically in a different way than Deloitte clients or Deloitte feels, and learnings about how important relationships are in getting things done. But for the most part, the friction was social and work wasn't as prominent in what I spent my summer doing. Well, I think from an admissions angle, being able to connect any prospective students who are mothers with current mothers is the biggest thing you can do to help, just to show those who have blazed the trail before them that it's possible and they can do it too. I also think that if it is not a detriment to the application, the admissions group should be really encouraging of women to talk about the fact that they are mothers, whether they mention it in an essay or in an interview, just have an opportunity to bring that part of themselves forward in their admissions process. And then I think once women have matriculated to a school, just working with student life to know what are the barriers or issues that mothers face in particular, and if it's something that can be adjusted without much cost or effort, to do those adjustments and tweaks and just keep a ear to the ground with the group of mothers and parents at the MBA program and do what's possible to help them through the experience. I would say it's definitely doable, especially if you're already working and being a mom. The challenges are different, and a lot of times I think the challenges are more workable in the MBA context than in work. So my first piece of advice is to know that you can do it if this is something you want to do. And then secondly, I would just say it kind of is related to bringing your real self to your MBA program. The more you can share the mom aspect of who you are with your classmates, I think the more it enriches your experience and the more it deepens your relationships that you build at Fuqua. I think it's only been a door opener for me to meet and talk with people about all sorts of topics I wouldn't have otherwise even brought up with them. Just how supportive this MBA community has been to me and how great and deep the friendships I've made despite not being able to go out on a Tuesday definitely exceeded my expectations. And honestly, it's oddly a good time to have a young family in graduate school, just because sometimes the day-to-day work-life balance isn't, or school-life balance isn't there, but there's a lot of flexibility in terms of how you design the way you spend your day. So in some ways, it's more flexible than a workplace may be for this life stage. And I've kind of found it's been like a good time to have a second child and an interesting experience to navigate that, but interesting and different than it was to do that in the workplace, but certainly positive.